you beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. We talk all things life, love, spirituality, law of attraction, and all of that juicy goodness. We are going to do a 2-for-1 deal today. You're going to get a little card reading and a page pull. I figured why not combine both when the universe, your angels, your guides, when they have a message for you. Let's find out 2 different types of messages through the cards and the book and see if they match. So we're going to start with Ask Your Guides. We're going to pull a quick page. I've already opened up Sacred Space. Deep breath, drop your shoulders. I'm being guided to tell somebody that the more you do that, drop your shoulders, maybe when you're driving your car, don't grip too tightly, and just relax your body as often as you can. You will release any kind of pent up energy that can build in our body in the energy systems causing illness. So it's almost like having a water bottle filled to the brim. It's your emotions, it's your stress. The more you can dump out that bottle and relieve that bottle of that pressure, the more free you are. So every time there's a situation that irks you, or you're driving and something happens, or you have something really, really heavy going on in your life, drop your shoulders, breathe deeply, and just let that shit out as often as you can. Every time I get in my car, hands on the steering wheel, I say, Michelle, drop your shoulders, deep breath. And I know that I'm releasing whatever I was just doing, whether I was on the phone with a client, whether I was talking to a neighbor. I am releasing anything that was absorbed, any energy that was absorbed in that conversation. So my recommendation to you all, if that was the message to start off this reading, is to release that pressure in that bottle as often as you can, and your body will be more free, which causes you to be less reactive in your life. Okay. I'll have you guys watch as I pick the page. Let's see, right here, left side, I heard. Okay. Second paragraph I heard. My friend Julia Cameron told me that when she's buried too deep in work and has become so absorbed that she's lost her sense of humor, her Highland Terrier drags over her ratty toy and insists on a game of fetch. Her dog insists on playing with her. My dog, Miss T, does the same for me. Our furry friends are regular emissaries of joy guides. Have you noticed how many self-important Hollywood types who are buried under the weight of their fame carry silly little dogs with them? Chihuahuas, Maltese pooches, you name it, they're on a mission from God to relieve these actors of the burden of their egos. If you don't have pets, joy guides resort to other means to capture your attention. They may have the phone ring, but with no one on the other line, or the doorbell ring and there's no one there. It's especially fun for them to get us to laugh at the silliness of our egos. We're often annoyed at the assault, the dog tricks, the baby's giggle, the child's happy nagging on our self-importance. But the joy guides are relentless, and the more you resist, the more they tease. You can blow your top and try to send them and their adorable helpers scurrying for cover, but you'll feel like an ungrateful creep if you do. They're there to relieve you of your ego, not fight over it. If you simply give up the battle and laugh, you'll become balanced and escape the corner you've put yourself in. In keeping with their mission, you never know when the joy guides will show up. Being spontaneous and silly pranksters, they especially love the element of surprise. Just recently, a client told me a funny story about these spirits. She and her husband had been suffering from their miserable marriage, each spending a great deal of energy trying to control the other and fighting most of the time. They agreed on nothing, continually argued, and spent the hours away from each other complaining about their spouse's outrageous behavior. One day, it got so bad that they both said, "This has to stop. We must divorce." Finally agreeing on something, they very calmly, at least for them, began discussing how they intended to go their separate ways. As they were speaking, a fly flew in between them. While the husband spoke in a dead serious tone about his need to be free, the insect landed on his nose. As he swiped wildly at it, his wife burst into laughter at how ridiculous he looked. The situation was so absurd that he too had to crack a smile. When he resumed his serious posture, the fly returned, landing right between his eyes. Refusing this time to acknowledge the fly's presence, he continued to rail while the bug strolled across his forehead. Again, his wife laughed uproariously, and in response, he slapped his head with such full force that she lost all control. He was doing to himself what she'd longed to do to him. Then it was her turn to air her grievances. As she started on her laundry list of his transgressions, the fly landed on her face. She immediately went berserk, trying to swat it away, only to have it dodge her as well. Her husband, of course, doubled over in glee. By that point, the silliness of it all was so infectious that she couldn't help but giggle as well. Their laughter escalated until tears rolled down their cheeks. They hadn't had that much fun together since they were dating. Soon they were reminiscing about each other's shared moments of hilarity and spent several hours strolling down memory lane of joyfulness. By the end, the husband said, "I'm sorry, I don't want a divorce. I just miss having fun with you." She felt the same way, so they called a truce and decided to give their marriage another try. Will it work? I don't know, but with the Joy Guides present, at least they can stand a chance. This is so awesome because laughter is the key to everything in life. We have to laugh at ourselves. I just had a friend over today and I was joking around about how much I drop things. And the old Michelle was such a perfectionist and she always had to everything right and everything had to be just the way she needed it to be or how people were going to perceive her. But when I drop things, I literally am like, oh my God, way to go, Michelle. And when things like that happen with like a fly landing on us, I know it's our spirit guides and our angels messing with us or it's the universe, but other people don't know that. So maybe you're watching this right now and maybe you're feeling tense about a certain situation and you're just do you guys hear my oven? My pizza's done. Okay, I'm back. So anyway, when we're feeling tense about a situation or a big decision we need to make or there's fear in our lives, we need to call on our joy guides. And as I was reading that book, I was thinking, man, my viewers are not going to know what this lady is talking about by joy guides. Joy guides are your angels and your guides that want to make you laugh. They want to fill you with joy because they know what you're going through right now is stressful. And if they can bring a little laughter into your day, you'll lighten up. And a lot of times, the message that you're looking for, the answer, the decision to make, it kind of comes to you out of nowhere because you're in a joyful state. So the joy guides come through children, animals, like they were talking about in the book. It can come through insects. It can come through strangers. It could come through music. It could come through a reader like me, bringing you joy in a reading. So your joy guides use all these different avenues to try to make you laugh. So if you're laughing at all throughout your day, you have to know that that's your joy guides bringing you that to release that pressure. And now I understand why I brought up what I did at the beginning of this video. Releasing that water bottle filled with all that pressure of the pent up stress. Laughter is the answer. Your joy guides. What brings you joy? What makes you feel good? For me, it's decorating. I was feeling a little stagnant in my life and I'm like, oh, I just need to like do something different. I need to change my routine. So I went to TJ Maxx / Home Goods and I spent a minimal amount of money. I told myself I'm going to spend this much and I'm just going to try to get as much as I can, get good deals. And my front door looks so adorable now. I have these, Halloween is coming up in the US. So I have these cute little ghost pillows. I have my little meditating frog has beads around him with little pumpkins on it. I hung a heart on my deck. I just am doing things different. I want something to bring me joy. So I know my joy guides brought me those two little ghost pillows because every time I look at them, the one little ghost has little eyelashes and she looks so cute. It's a boy ghost and a girl ghost. And they're so furry and sweet and they're right outside my front door. Like they're like my little watchdogs. And then I have a little sign that says Hocus Pocus. So these are all things that bring me joy. Like, look at me talking about it. I'm so excited about it. But I have to tell you, through my loss after my daughter died, I needed to dive into something to change my state. I was so depressed and so filled with anxiety that I was walking through my house and nothing made me happy. And I was not working. I was out of work at the time. So I started decorating and I actually started a decorating business because it brought me so much joy to make a space feel so good. And I knew in that moment when I was feeling stuck in my life, I knew my joy guides dropped that idea in my head. Michelle, go to Home Goods, go to TJ Maxx, just go like roam through the aisles and figure out what brings you joy and bring it home. So for all of you out there, to release the pressure in your life, to release that water in that water bottle, drop your shoulders, breathe more, call on your joy guides, ask them to bring happiness into your life. And as I said happiness, I was looking at my wall and it says, "This is my happy place." Where is your happy place? Is it with your children? Is it with your husband or your wife? Is it eating ice cream? Is it at the candy store? Is it a walk at a lake or a park? Your best friend? Is it reading a good book? What brings you joy? Make your list, a joy list. And anytime you're feeling stuck or stagnant, or you're wanting to manifest something in your life, go do that joy list, because it will put you in this feel good state. Like now, every time I walk into my front door, I love what's outside my front door. And I don't care if anybody else sees it, it's just for my eyes, and I just freaking love it. But then it also makes me feel good that if I like it so much, then maybe somebody else will like it too, and it will invigorate them every time they walk by my door. So that's also our job, is to inspire and to leave a mark on other people. If we're a bright light, we have to share that light. Okay, so speaking of that, let's do a card pull. We're going to use the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, which is the old school tarot, for those of you, if you're not familiar what it looks like. And my pizza smells so good. I cannot wait to eat it. All right, let's see. What message do we need to hear today? Okay, we had one that fell out. Ooh, Six of Swords. I love this. We're heading on to brighter days. We're leaving this dark. So it's a man with his wife and his son, or child, I should say, and he's taking them to calmer waters. He's like, we're leaving this joint. We're taking our swords with us. We have clarity about our life. We are no longer staying stuck in an environment that is not healthy for us. So this could also represent a man leaving a marriage. This could represent a woman leaving a partnership, a woman or man leaving a job, something that no longer serves them. Maybe they're moving towns, they're going to a different environment. So a lot of times, I also just got guided to say, a lot of times the universe will make you very, very uncomfortable with where you're at when it wants you to leave. And you can ask your joy guides to jump into your body and say, can you make me laugh about this? And can you make this move effortless? Can you bring joy into my breakup somehow? You know, that couple in that book, they ended up, you know, trying to rekindle their marriage, but sometimes the rekindling is temporary. You know, you find joy in that moment, but a lot of times what's done is done, and the joy guides come in to make the process smooth. They come in to make the leaving process effortless and smooth. I know this happened to me when I had a breakup with my daughter's father. We broke up about 6 or 7 months after she had passed. And it was very uncomfortable at the time. But at the time when we decided to break up, we were in the middle of a decorating job. And I had to finish decorating this little girl's room. And he stayed with me and he hung the curtains and we put on music and we danced and we just kind of moved through that difficult scenario. It was very uncomfortable, but it was not a thought of, oh, should we stay together because now we're having fun together? No, our time was up. Karma was complete. We didn't feel intimate about each other anymore. And it was just like a friendship and we were laughing together and there was not really any passion through the laughter. So when you're with somebody and you know it's right and it feels good, there's always going to be that passion. You're always going to want to touch them. You're always going to want to hear what they're going to say next. When you have to know the difference between, okay, the passion is gone and I don't feel good, and oh, the passion is still there, and maybe the joy and the laughter through this icky situation, we needed to tap back into that to get the passion juices flowing again. Okay, great message. And at the bottom of the deck, Knight of Swords, somebody is coming in with major clarity and he's coming in fast. He's like, I know what I want and I'm going after it. So this is kind of similar energies here. I like this a lot. Okay. Next deck is going to be my deck, the Ever Unfolding Heart. It's available on my website if you would like to purchase it and have a little piece of me in your home. And I just saw the bottom of the deck. It said, change is coming. So I think that's representing that person leaving that environment. Change is coming. Ask for a sign, be specific, then be grateful for when it arrives. So a sign could be asking for 2 butterflies, maybe 2 orange butterflies by tomorrow. It could be asking for 2 zebras, 3 zebras. It could be asking for 3 feathers. You can ask the universe, your angels, your guides, your joy guides to bring you, you could ask your joy guides to bring you a crazy sign that would make you laugh so hard. Maybe it's something that you share with somebody else, like a flamingo or something. My friend Danny and I, we always pass along flamingos. But yeah, ask for a sign. If you're feeling nervous about something and you just want to feel better throughout your day, you just want to have that communication with the universe, you're not really looking to manifest anything or make a big decision. You just want to have fun and see what you get back. Ask and you shall receive. All right, let's do another one. The crow, you have spiritual gifts. It might be time to dive deep into sharing them. The world needs what you have. So if you're seeing crows, this is your sign that they're calling at you, literally making noise, calling and saying, hey, you're a spiritual being in that earth suit, and it is time to start opening up those gifts and start sharing them with the world, whether it's being an intuitive reader, whether it's doing Reiki, whether it's being a therapist or a teacher or a doctor, whatever it is that is your special little thing that you love. It's time to dive into that, whether it's being a musician, tapping into sales, whatever it is. Everybody has a different gift. Okay, so we have ask for a sign. The crow card, leaving a situation, is the Six of Swords. And then we have a Knight of Swords. He's on his way to you or to someone, and he has clarity about the situation and he just knows what he wants now. And we just got Page of Wands. So this is inspiration on your journey. This is like this new idea has just taken over your body and you're like, again, it's clarity. It's like, I know what I want regarding my passions. So what are you passionate about? What are you obsessed with? What do you can't stop thinking about? That's this energy. And it's surging through your body and your veins. And you're like, I got to do this. This is my mission, whether it's with a person, whether it's with a job. You just feel like this is your soul expanding because you're finally where you're supposed to be. And you're not resisting it anymore. You're not resisting where your soul is telling you to go. You're surrendering. This is a full-on surrender. She's saying, I give it up. I'm just going to do what my soul feels like it's right. And I don't care who gets in the way. I'm going to do it for everybody's highest good. But this is my life. And this is the lesson that I came to learn. And I'm choosing me. All right, last card. You ready? Last two. Okay. We have the Four of Cups and the Ten of Cups. Well, you guys, we have two rainbows, a double rainbow in love. How magical is this? And these always remind me of my dad. Rainbows, a sign from spirit. So if anybody's lost a loved one, this message is for you. Your loved ones are saying hi. And the Four of Cups, she's kind of like not seeing everything that's right in front of her. She's got all these bowls filled with love and emotion and money and happiness. And this rainbow is being like, it's surging out of it or into it. And she's like barely holding on to the bowl. She's like, eh. She's like, I just can't have it for some reason. Or maybe it's not enough. She's kind of like a spoiled brat. And then this card is she's finally seeing her rainbow. She's appreciating all that she has. And she's so thankful for the journey that got her to her truest, most authentic version of herself. And that's being in love with yourself. And then you start to attract all of this. So first you have to step into your truth and say, I am not happy here. This is what brings me joy. This is what I'm obsessed with. This is what I can't stop thinking about. And I gotta have it. And it's stepping out of, oh, I can't get there. I don't know how to get there. You do know how to get there. You're going to leave that situation because you have clarity now on what it is. And you're going to ask for a sign along the way because it might be a little scary to take a leap of faith and to go against the grain and do things differently than everybody else. But who cares about society and what society tells you? You're the one that has to live in your body and go to bed every single night. Don't you want to feel free in that body? Don't you want to feel happy going to bed with the person that you love, eating the foods that you love, being at a job that you love? All of that starts to happen when you get this card. When you choose you and you fully step into who you are and your soul's mission, that's when your body becomes free. And that kind of love, this kind of love is very patient. It's very calm. It's almost boring, because you're just so in alignment with each other that there's no trauma. There's no trying to one up somebody. There's no trying to impress somebody. It's almost just like very stable and calm. And a lot of people think that it's not true love because it's so calm, because they grew up in a house where there was neglect or trauma or fighting. But a good true love is calm and it's peaceful, and you say everything that's on your heart, and the person's willing to listen to you and look you in the eyes. And I just want to say this right now. I just watched a video about communication, and one of the things I always used to teach in my classroom is I used to teach my students how to be a good listener. So in order to be a good listener, eye contact is everything. When somebody is not looking at you, that means there's some sort of shame there, of embarrassment. There's shame, embarrassment, discomfort. Maybe there's nervousness, but eye contact is everything. If you're not making eye contact with somebody as they're talking to you, that person talking knows you're not listening. And you might be listening, but you're sending off the vibe that you don't care what they're saying because you're not looking at them. So please look people in the eyes when you're listening, when you're talking. Show them that you're interested in what they're saying. And the best tool after somebody finishes speaking is saying, "Oh wow, that was awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. Can you tell me more? I would love to know more about that." You're showing so much interest. You're showing that you just listened, you want more, and then you're thanking them for trusting you to share whatever they just shared. And another thing that you can say is, how did that make you feel? Because now you want to dive deep into how they're feeling. As humans, we all want to be seen, we want to be heard, we want to be felt. And communication through the eyes is everything. And then when they're done talking, you wait until they finish, and then you ask those questions. Do you want to share more? How did that make you feel? And this is what I teach all the time in my readings. I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. Most masculine energy, they need like 20 to 30 seconds to respond to a question. So when you ask them a question, and this could be all humans, but I find it in most men, masculine men, they need about 20 to 30 seconds to respond to something. So you might ask them how their day was, or how did that make you feel? And if they're thinking and looking up or looking away, they're not ignoring you. They're not trying to come up with a lie. They're just unpacking all of the top layer thoughts that were on their mind about maybe what they should be doing or what you look like or their nervousness. They need 20 to 30 seconds to pull that answer out. So you're going to sit there and be patient and just wait. And it might be very, very, very uncomfortable. I've been practicing this in my readings for about a year now, and I'm doing my best to try to be patient and just listen and not jump in. Normally the old Michelle will jump in and be like, "Oh, you don't have to answer that. I'm sorry. I'm too nosy," or "I shouldn't have asked that." I immediately think, because they're not a quick responder, that they don't want to answer it. And that is so wrong. Some people need more time to pull that answer out. And if you think about their past and the type of work that they've done or the type of environment that they grew up in, if there was no communication in the house, if they had a very busy job, if they were a multitasker, their mind might be on like 5 different thought streams when you're asking that question. And they might have to kind of like move through the cloudiness to get to the answer. So 20 to 30 seconds, wait for that masculine energy to respond. All you ladies out there, this is so key for listening to your men when they come home from work. Be that grounded energy for them. Be their joy guide. Be that cute little puppy dog that's so excited to see them every day when they come home from work, because they need that grounded feminine energy who listens, who like literally listens with their eyes, ears, and hearts. They ask more questions. They don't try to fix their problems. You're just the ground for them to stand on. So I just felt guided to share that. So tying this whole video together, the beginning, relieving the stress as often as you can, dropping your shoulders, relieving that pressure, and knowing that you can call on your joy guides for so many different things. Just ask them for a sign and to bring more joy and happiness into your life. And if that means taking you to this, leaving an ugly situation to head over here, you can ask your guides to help you. You can ask them to jump into your body, to have that conversation, to quit that job, to have the strength to do it. And if you need help, book a session with me. I do coaching, I do readings. I'd be happy to be of service in any way possible. All of my stuff is in the description box below. I am sending you so much love. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.